Hello there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Mania Legends. I am a little bit sick, as you can probably tell, so don't mind my really blocked nose. But today we are mostly just going to be doing fights, while I rant really angrily about some things that have been happening, or that I've really noticed over the last few months. And I'm going to start off by going on to the Dragon Mania Legends official page. And if we look at here, I've mentioned before that my video for the event was hosted by Gameloft, and all it was just to show that I had videos out about it. And there have been no end of comments down here, just complaining that apparently the Forgotten Castle event is impossible. Well, I don't mean to be rude to all of you people on here that seem to be having the, I don't even know, the follower mentality, herd mentality if you will, but you may have seen that in past circumstances, people have said the Lighting the Way event is impossible, the Christmas event is impossible. Every single event is apparently impossible, which I do not get. If you see right here, here is a person that actually unlocked the Castle Dragon without paying any money, and they did it with 4 days left. 4 entire days left on this event. So what the hell is all this hate on the Facebook page? Like, seriously. You honestly think this event is impossible, right? I have spent 2 days out from this event. I'm probably not going to finish it off. And I spent I spent money on dice just to get a head start to show you people and help all of you out with the guides that I've been doing. And people are really appreciative of those guides because it shows people which way is the shortest way to go. On this level, for example, I've already unlocked 3 entire chests and I still haven't got a key piece. But the thing is, this event is not impossible. This event was never impossible from the beginning, and I'm starting to get really, really annoyed with the rest of you people in the Dragon Mania Legends community. Obviously, there's a lot of you that are still completely fine, and I still love all of you, but some of you are beginning to really, really get on my nerves, and that's to say the least. There's people saying that apparently the only way to finish off the Forgotten Castle event is if you spend $150 plus. I don't know where you got that idea from. Maybe the event just doesn't coincide with your lifestyle too well, in which case it is a shame. Just like how I had to leave for a couple of days, I'm probably not going to finish off the event because of that. But that doesn't mean that I am just going to outright say that the event is unfair. The point with these events is the fact that they are meant to reward players that really go out of their way to try and get a hold of these dragons. If I'm going to be completely honest, I spent most of the time that I could have spent playing this game doing other things. If I wanted that Castle Dragon and the Dice Dragon so badly, I would have spent more time on this game. If I had, maybe I would have finished this event. I don't think I will anymore. We'll have to see, but it doesn't look like I will unless I get really lucky. But I am just sick of the people that continually keep liking these posts where it's like, oh, this event is unfair to most players. I don't have a team that can do the fights very well. Well, that's too bad. My team is not well suited to doing the current event at all. Like, I've only been able to complete 2 or 3 of the fights so far, and I've had to use every single one of my Dragon Fury Essence to do it. But what about the people that do have the dragons to do it? What about the people that have a well-rounded team? What about the people that have actually put in all of that time and effort to unlock that Castle Dragon already? What, you think that they don't deserve that? You think that they don't deserve some recognition for actually doing really well on that event just because you couldn't do it? Seriously? Like, I'm not often the kind of person to get really annoyed with people in this community, but I'm honestly kind of disgusted with a lot of you. Again, there are quite a lot of you that are fine. There are a lot of you that do understand that these events are meant to be really difficult. There are a lot of you that do understand that. I get that. But you can't just outright say that the event isn't fair. That it's impossible to do the event without paying. I think I checked it the other day, when I was doing the guides for it, I was sort of like working through all the numbers, and if you were continually on and off this game with 8 hours of sleep, so 2 rounds of resets that obviously you're not going to be here for, then most of the time, I think I worked it out that it would take about 4 days on average if you had to open at least 3 to 4 chests per time. Obviously, that's assuming that you have no other priorities, you don't have to do anything else in your day, but it would take about 3 to 4 days max. But that's just how it is for some people. Maybe some people have a week off. Maybe some people have finished school for now. Maybe some people are on holiday and have free time. I don't know. But you've got to understand with games like this that you're not gonna win the dragons that you want every single time you want them. It's the same with every one of the food gathering or gold gathering events. I understand that with the way that I play this game, I'm probably not gonna earn any of those dragons. I've only ever won a dragon from those events once, and I was really happy with myself. But what, are we supposed to take away the recognition that the people that managed to get those dragons, are we supposed to take that away from them completely? Like, obviously there's some players that are going to have level 70 dragons, and they are just going to do well, quite often. Maybe those people do pay money, but I know plenty of people that have level 70 dragons that have never spent a single pence, dollar, I don't know what other currency actually works with this game, but I don't know, it's just, I can't believe how oblivious some of you are, just being at the moment. Don't you get it? All mobile games pretty much work like this, that are designed in this way. Like, if we just gave everyone free dragons all the time, like the Echo Dragon being the dragon of the week for this last week was incredibly good. That really did cater to brand new players in a way that I don't think we've seen much of before. It meant that new players could get an amazingly good epic at like towards level 11, 12 sort of ish level. But apparently including an event that is a little bit more suited to people around about level 80-ish, apparently that's not right. I get that a lot of the players in this game, a majority of them are probably lower than level 30. But that doesn't mean that you should say that an event is unfair or that certain dragons should be available to all players. Going by that logic, then every single person should be eligible to get a free mech dragon every second fight. That's pretty much the way I see it. Like, there always has to be a sort of cap, or certain levels where higher level people do get a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more out of the game. Obviously, if you're a lower level player, you shouldn't expect to get everything for free, or just get everything thrown at you like free money or something. Like, I saw people, I don't remember who it was, and I'm not going to point fingers at specific people, but I have seen people saying, this event is so unfair, we should have earned a legendary dragon for winning this event, because it is impossible to do. And I don't agree with that in the slightest. There's never been a legendary dragon given away for a random event, I don't think. I do not recall a time where that's ever happened, where we've just been given a legendary for it. The only legendaries I know of have been legendaries that we've had to breed manually, like actually gone out of our way to breed, and they've taken a long time. And then there's people saying that you should give players that participate in these special events free dragons. Well, to be honest, they do. If you've ever played the summer events or the Christmas events, you'd know that in the past, on tier, what is it, tier 2 or 3 out of the 10 tiers, you'd be given a dragon like the Witch Dragon or, I don't know, the Ruby Dragon or something like that. But for this event, I believe the Rock Snake Dragon is available to almost every single player. That's not me assuming people are better than what they are. Legitimately, if you wanted to get a dragon from the event, the Rock Snake was extremely easy to get hold of. That is not me trying to offend anyone, that is not me trying to go out my way to be annoyed at anyone, but that's just how it is. The Rock Snake was easy to get a hold of, and yet people are still complaining that even the Rock Snake isn't a good enough reward because it only has 2 typings? Like, what? Like, what else do you want? First you're asking for free dragons because apparently the event's too hard, you're given free dragons, and then the free dragon isn't good enough. I mean, obviously when I'm saying free, you still have to do some of the levels in the event, that's a given. But getting to level 3 and finishing level 3, if you've been playing more or less at least twice or 3 times a day, you should be there. You should be at that point already. Like, I am at the point now where I just don't feel like I want to do a level 5 guide. I don't want to do a walkthrough for level 5 anymore. Because what's the point? Apparently if this event is so impossible, then what's the point of me doing guides for you people? Like, that's just how I feel at the moment. I don't understand why you're all so damn angry for no reason. Is this seriously what the internet turns people into now? And again, some of those comments had so many likes on them. And I don't get it. It's just herd mentality. See someone attacking someone else or something else just because they think it's unfair that they don't have the perfect schedule to cater to one of the events, and apparently it's impossible and we should all give up our dragons that we've earned ourselves. It's absolutely stupid. Ugh. And I know for the video that I was looking at the comments of on YouTube, I did spend the money on that event. But that doesn't mean, just because I spent money, it doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it. Like, it's just so annoying having to listen and look at it every single day. People say, oh, this is stupid, this event is pointless, I'll never get anything out of this. Then stop complaining and move on. Nobody else needs to hear about your complaints. What was your complaining gonna do about the event? Absolutely nothing. Again, you have to think about it this way. What about all the people that genuinely did earn all of the key pieces and that without having to spend money? Think about all those people that legitimately did that. Think about all those people. What, do you think every single person that got the castle or the dice dragon is going to be someone that spent money on this game? Is that your logic? Seriously. I know that this probably won't be received very well by some people, but you've just got to open your eyes. Like, I don't understand how people can be so outright... I don't even want to say it. You can probably guess what my opinion is of the people that have been like this recently. I have made videos kind of like this before where I've just been complaining about certain things, but... What has Gameloft specifically outright done to make you think that their event is impossible? Tell me. Like, legitimately tell me. Write it in the comments. What about this event is impossible, where if you do the number crunching and you actually look into it, it really is not? Tell me where you got that idea from. There's a bunch of people that are saying it's not fair to all players. Another thing I don't really quite get, to be completely honest with you. Like, I get that lower level players are always going to be a little bit behind, because obviously lower level players should be behind higher level players. That's just how it is. If you make an event easy enough for lower level players to be able to do it easily, it's going to be way too easy for higher level players. That's the gist of things. And again, I know a lot of you are nowhere near max level, but you just gotta think about things a little bit more in future. Like the video that I did, it wasn't even talking, it wasn't even an outright walkthrough of how to do specific levels or anything. It was literally just me playing the game. That's all it was. And yet people were going on about how it was impossible because I'd spent money, which means that the only way they could do it is if they spent money. I mean, you can think that if you want, but you're wrong. Just outright, you're wrong. There's no denying that. Look at the people that have done it. Ask them how they did it. Like, if you're struggling so hard with an event, ask. Ask how other people have managed to do it. If you're stuck at level 2 and you don't even know how to get to level 3, then ask someone what they did. What? Instead of just assuming that it's impossible because you can't seem to do it in your first attempt at ever even looking at the event, then ask someone. How is that so hard to understand? Maybe I'm just a little bit too annoyed. Maybe I'm just one of the people that always spend money on everything permanently, and that's the only reason I have any legendary dragons or any habitats or any farms. But no, I have never outright bought a legendary. The only times I have ever really spent gems have been to do events where I haven't been at home for a few days. Because a lot of the time, when I'm at home, I'm either doing videos, I'm working on other things, or I'm not at home. So I don't have a hell of a lot of time to play this game. And yet, I don't go around saying that events are impossible just because I haven't managed to complete them. You need to think about that in future, for any of you that have acted like that. Like, yeah, the event is hard, I'll give you that. The events are hard, but just think about things a little bit more. Please, for the love of God. I don't understand. It's just beyond me. Why people go out of their way to send messages on, like, Gameloft's pages and that saying, you're just money-grabbing whores, or whatever else they say. You don't care about your players, you don't care if anyone plays this game anymore because you've already earned too much money from it. No, that's only the reason why they update this game so frequently, put in new dragons so frequently, add special new events like the Forgotten Castle constantly. That's why there's new dragons of the week all the time, like the Echo Dragon, which was an amazing change. No, let's just overlook all of that. Let's overlook Gameloft's forums. Let's overlook Timia's amazing work on the Facebook page and other social media platforms. Let's just ignore all of that, shall we? Yeah. That is what you sound like. Gameloft have to care about their fan base, because if they don't, they will not earn any money anymore, and if they don't earn any money anymore, they will not be able to run the servers, or they will stop this game's service completely. But since it is one of the top grossing or most played games on the, I know it is on the Windows 10 store at least, that doesn't seem like it's pretty much the case. Obviously, all game developers have to be worried about the revenue that their games are generating, or the amount of income that the entire company's getting as a whole. Facebook games are designed around that more than anything because they have a lot of microtransactions. And I know a lot of people that hate other players that spend money on this game. They hate players that use microtransactions when they're available to them. I get a lot of people don't want to spend money on this game, and that's fine. But you should not be hating on players that have the ability to do so. That's like poor people just hating rich people for the sake of them having money. It's like they want to be as privileged as them, and that's fine. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Everyone wants to have free money to throw around and waste at every point of their life. But there's no reason to hate people that are in a position that can do that. If you think that there's ever a reason to be able to do that to someone, then that is a really horrible outlook to have. I'm just really, really annoyed recently with the way that some people have been acting. And, like, I even get messages from certain people that, like, personally message me kind of frequently, actually. And they say things along the lines of, "Oh, I know that, you spend money on this game and that's all cool because you're quackalakes, and that's fine. But I think people that spend money on this game shouldn't be able to get a head start on those that don't." I don't agree with that either, honestly. People that pay do deserve to get greater benefits out of this game. Same goes with anything, really. The more you put into a game, usually the more you'll get out of it. I'm sorry if you're not a person in that position, but that's just the way things go. I have been ranting for quite a while already, and I'm sure it is pretty boring for a lot of you, but I really want to drill this into your minds. Don't blame Gameloft for the fact that players are able to do this event when you're not. Don't blame Gameloft for putting in difficult events every so often that really challenge players. Don't blame Gameloft for making an impossible game just because you don't know how to do it. In future, go onto my video, go onto another YouTuber's video, go and ask them in the comments section, personally message them, say, "Hey, I'm struggling with this event, can you please help me out or give me some advice?" Honestly, I do not want to do the level 5 guide anymore. I really don't. I am really not in a position where I feel like there's any point to doing it anymore. Like, anyone that wants to really know, they can feel free to ask in the comments for which way I'd suggest you go. I'm gonna think about it. But you people are really beginning to push this community away from any sort of positive outlook on it. I know it's the same with any game, but I have just seen no end of complaints with this recent event. I know this event has been really glitchy, that's a given. Even Gameloft know that, but they did try their best to rectify the situation, and they gave us extra time to make up for that initial error, or set of errors. Obviously, that doesn't really make up entirely for the problems, which I get why people would be angry about that. But the event isn't impossible! That's what I don't get. It's like, I'm not going to bring any politics into it, but it is legitimately like politics. If some person doesn't agree with someone else, they'll just bring in a horde of other people that share a similar opinion, and then they'll all attack with the exact same idea, usually without any facts to back that claim up. I just wish it would stop. Like, I only pay attention to that because obviously that had something directly to do with me. But it happens on every single one of Gameloft's videos, every single event that's ever happened, and you should really think about that. I've finished off almost every single other event before, but no, apparently it's not worth it. And we actually got a piece towards a piggy bank dragon there. I know it didn't show up, but we did. But yeah, it's just annoying. Seriously, it really is. I just wish people would chillax. Just chill out and try and enjoy this event for all that it's worth. I don't get why you've all got to keep complaining all the time. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really have to say. Before we do that, I have to actually focus on farming and that, because again, I've said that I might not be able to finish off this event since we are only on level 4, but there's still another 2 days, 10 hours left. If we get lucky and we find the key piece in this chest here and we move on to level 5 and get a little bit lucky, we might actually be able to do this still. And that's someone that is pretty much like halfway through level 4, say. So, if you're on level 5, you're gonna do this event, or you should. If you're on level 4, you should be able to do this event. If you're on level 3, it's looking unlikely, but you might still be able to do it. But this event has been like a week long, so you've had plenty of opportunity to get there. If you're not there, honestly, it's probably either your life's just a bit too busy for it, or you just haven't dedicated enough time to coming back and hatching these dragons every half an hour or whatever else. Maybe you haven't been putting in the, like, say, these 2 dragons to get the extra points. Maybe you haven't been doing all of the fights to make up for the 500 cap that we can get at the moment. Maybe you haven't been doing any of those fights. Maybe you haven't been feeding your dragons. I don't know, but that's probably why you haven't done the event yet. That is honestly the only thing I can think of. Unless you've been busy like me. But I think that is... Sorry about that, I am really sick. Me being sick is probably another reason why I'm so angry at everyone, but I'm sorry this video is in such a negative note. I will be back to my normal, usual, just, I don't know, sarcastic self soon enough, but just take a good long look at this event and seriously tell me that it's impossible to do it. Tell me it's impossible when this person right here has proof that you can do it without paying, and they finished it a day ago. You tell me that. You tell me that again, but it's not going to change the fact that it's just wrong. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck with bringing the Echo Dragon for those of you that haven't done it yet. There's still another 14 to 16 hours left. So until next time, good luck, and I will see you then.